Hello everyone, welcome back. This is just a quick little blurb on, partly has to do with my C32 and the work I've been doing, and I don't know. This is a pet peeve of mine. So this is me bitching and complaining about shops, just in general. I know there's some good mechanics out there. I've met them. I know there's good shops, but you know, this is the reason I try to do almost all the work myself, whether it's a four-wheeler like this Mercedes, even my little SLK out there, my dirt bikes, my motorcycles. I've had different motorcycles before, um, you know, and it's always something. I was trying to decide whether to go forward or backwards, but I'll go backwards, from latest to previous. So recently, the latest thing I had done on this C32 is I just took it into Discount Tires to have the wheels balanced, because I thought it felt like there was a little shimmy on the highway speeds, and figured, why not? Especially after I'd put the rear end back together and had an alignment done, and just figured it needed it. So they rotated the tires, balanced them for free. So kudos for that. They're usually pretty good service, quick, efficient. I was driving home from the shop and I just kept hearing this noise, and it was like a kind of a clicking noise. Just the faster I went, the faster the noise went. It was almost like when you're a kid and you stick the baseball cards in your in your tires, their spokes, to make it sound like a motorcycle, or give it some pizzazz. This was not pizzazz. This was annoying. So since I just had it up on jacks, was changing the oil, figured, well, I'll start with the front wheel. Spin the front wheel. So that's where the noise is coming from. So yeah, they rebalanced them. Great. A little less shimmy on the highways. Great. Excellent. Rotated them. Did all that for free. But what they did when they were balancing this guy, and this is going to be something I have to take it back in for, is if I can get down here, you can see the weights that they've added. They doubled them up. So they put weights on top of weights. So what that does is every time it goes around, it rubs the brake rotor, or not the brake caliper. So the slower you're going, the less noise, but those weights are rubbing on the caliper. And yeah, that just kind of ticks me off. It's not a huge thing, it barely touches, but it's annoying enough that it makes noise, and it's not what I want. So, moving on from that, so before I did that, I had a four-wheel alignment done at a local shop. Great ratings. They do imports, a lot of ex-Mercedes mechanics there, know what they're doing. I did a little blurb on one of my other videos about having the alignment done, and according to them, it was severely out of alignment, front and rear. I'm not surprised about that either. So I was leaving the shop, engine light came on, and it practically just died on me. I barely got home. I had to just sort of limp at home, and again, I appreciate the work they did and what they did, but when they did it, they went up under the front console to get to the steering, and when they put it back together, either when they pulled it apart or when they pulled it back together, it disconnected the throttle pedal connector, throttle pedal position sensor, throttle position sensor, whatever. So I have to get to crawl under there and take it all apart and figure out what's disconnected and why wires are hanging down now and they weren't before, and reconnect everything, put them back up. It's not hard, but it's annoying. Why? Why do I have to do it? I know why, because that's just the way it is. So I'm just bitching. Yeah, my little car out here. One of the things, I wouldn't say that was wrong with it, but it didn't have a good stereo. Stock, Bose, really low end. Took it to a shop, had a new deck put in, some new speakers in the doors. Just thought I had referred from a good friend of mine. The shop had good reviews. So get home, go for a drive the next weekend with my girl. She can't get out of the car. The doors won't unlock. Passenger door won't unlock. Like, okay, well, that's new. It's never been anywhere before. And so eventually it turns out they put the door panel back on incorrectly after they had taken it off and put the speakers in on the passenger side. So I decided to check the driver's side. It was actually all disconnected. It wasn't even bolted back on right. I mean, it was just almost like flapping in the wind. Previous to that, I had taken it in to get just another local shop recommendation, high reviews online. Get it back. One of the front fender wells is ripped off and dragging on the ground. It wasn't like that when I took it in, but I got to fix it again. So it just feels like every time I take it in somewhere, I'm not complaining about the work they do, the results, but I always end up having to fix other stuff when I get it back, and it's super annoying. Going back on to two-wheelers, I never take these guys anywhere. And the last time I took one in, I had a Ducati. Ran terrible, picked it up cheap. Again, I just kind of do projects. Took it in to get a new tire put on. Actually, it ran pretty good until I took it to the shop, put a new tire on, got it back, and then didn't run good after the shop. Now, not that the shop did anything. Maybe that was coincidence. I don't know. But I took it back just to let them look at it. They charged me another $60 just to look at it. Said it needed a new ECU, $2,000 for the part, and they'd only charge me, $100 or $200 to put it on because they were nice. So I declined. I spent the weekend researching the fuel injection systems on that model Ducati, and ended up being able to fix it all myself. No charge on parts. I had all the right tools, and it ran great after that. So it didn't need a $2,000 part, and the shop said it did. So I don't know. What is my point? I probably don't have one. I recommend just doing as much work as you can. If it takes a little more time, so be it. You'll have the pleasure of knowing who did it and who messed it up, and how to fix it. So again, I don't know, just a little rant. I try to do everything myself. There's some things obviously I can't do. I've got a limited little garage, limited tool set, limited lifts. So it's just going to be that way. But just be aware, be wary, do your research, be smart, and don't take crap either. Don't let shops and dealers and other places tell you need things you don't, or do things you don't need done. So be smart out there, be safe. Thanks for watching.